This is Barnstable Today for Wednesday, December 3rd. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
Plovers, terrapins, and terns are our first point of interest today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
Sandy Neck manager Nina Coleman offered up her year-end report in front of the Conservation Commission on Tuesday.
She started with an update on some of the wildlife that is part of what makes Sandy Neck so special.
At the top, of course, we always talk about plovers first. We had 43 fledged chicks this year, which is a 1.32 productivity rate. This is a bit down from last year, and of course you always shoot for at least 1.5 productivity, but it is still better than 2004, 2005, and 2006. So overall, we feel pretty good about the number of chicks that we fledged at Sandy Neck, and that was from 31 pairs of plovers. The diamondback terrapins, however, did fabulous this year, best year ever, with 57 potential hatched nests. So it's just been going up and up. We've had very good success rate with our capping program, and what we do with that is we cover the nests under the sand with a milk crate, and that keeps the skunks and the raccoons from predating on the eggs. So 57 nests is a great number. New this year, I'm going to start reporting on terns, because terns are going to start being a really big issue at Sandy Neck, and they were this last year and the year before, actually.
Some potentially less attractive aspects of Sandy Neck wildlife will be getting more attention from Sandy Neck rangers.
The drinking on the beach has just become out of control, especially over the holiday weekends. We do have a police presence out there, and we're just going to step it up in terms of addressing each individual if they're blatantly drinking on the beach. It's no longer going to be tolerated to have this blatant party going on the beach. We're going to address it early when we send out our renewal applications with a letter and remind people that that is in fact the regulation, that there is no alcoholic beverages on Sandy Neck, and then we're going to of course do more enforcement with regard to drinking.
Also at yesterday's session, new Barnstable Natural Resources Officer Matt Goth was introduced. Conservation Commission member John Abadili asked him to fill in his background.
My background is education. I work for a nonprofit doing environmental education. And then I was a high school teacher for a little while. I graduated with the University of Washington with a degree in conservation of wildland resources. So this is the type of job that I really wanted out of college, but I fell into education, and that felt good too. So.
Keep in mind that here on Barnstable Today, we offer brief glimpses of the many meetings here in town. However, you can get the complete sessions on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
One of the higher profile meetings of this week is scheduled for tomorrow evening in the Town Hall hearing room.
As he so often does, Kevin caught up with Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch for a preview, this time in his Town Hall office.
First topic of this agenda, there are two conservation restrictions that were discussed at the last Town Council meeting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what those restrictions would be and how the Council continued that?
Well, it was an interesting discussion. I think you never know how something's going to come up on agenda and be received by the council. But Jackie Barton from the Barnstable Land Trust brought these two conservation restrictions, and one in Cotuit and one in Osterville. Mostly focused on the one in Cotuit. And the council members raised some very interesting issues around both the tax break that the homeowner would be getting versus the benefits of conservation and restricting development on the land. But mainly they focused on the issue of public access. And if the town were going to grant this property that has beachfront access or beachfront, should there be public access along the waterfront? So that was put on hold till today's meeting in a chance for the attorneys to sit down and go back to the homeowner and say, do you want to grant this? And so it'll be interesting to see what the response is from the homeowners and what the council's reaction will be to that.
A number of police grants These police grants include the 911 Department Support and Incentive Grant. Could you tell us a little bit about that particular grant and what the police department is doing with it?
Yeah, we have 5 grants for acceptance that the police department has submitted, and the Chief McDonough will be making the presentation on those. The first one is there's actually a surcharge that's a state surcharge that's on 911 calls, and out of that surcharge, the town of Barnstable is awarded $148,000, I believe, this year, and they're going to be doing upgrades to their telecommunications system and 911 system. So that could well become a recurring grant over the years to keep that whole system up to date.
And the second one is the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. Could you tell us a little bit about that grant?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, that particular grant is designed to help the mobile terminals. So the officers, when they're out in their cruises, they also have communication back via computer and whatever, and that money will be used to upgrade certain equipment in the cruises.
And community policing grant.
The community policing grant does things like the bicycles and the substation down in Hyannis. That grant is actually cut this year due to the budgetary cuts at the state level. This is one that, I think took about a 50% cut. So I think that's around $73,000 or so that's going to be used to maintain some of our community policing activities.
And there's also a bulletproof vest grant.
Bulletproof vest grant that we're accepting today the federal component, which is a little over $19,000. And then once that money is spent, there'll be a reimbursement of an additional amount from the state Office of Public Safety, so that you can replace vests. Bulletproof vests should be replaced about every 5 years, and this keeps that public safety device up to snuff.
And there's one other grant for the police department. That's the statewide emergency telecommunications board grant.
That provides for training of officers on the 911 system. There are only 6 seats that they have for the training, so this is, and this covers the individual's training time when they go up to be kept up to date on it. I'd like to point out something about these grants that I think is important. Is there are no matches involved with these. In talking to Ann Spillane and that works on this program over there, they'd actually like to apply for more grants, but they often do require a match, and right now in these tight budgetary times you don't necessarily have the extra money to look for things. But this is an awfully good job by the officers and Ann for putting together the packages to get this money into the Barnstable Police Department.
The Town Council dominates tomorrow's meeting schedule here in town with their session at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, a trio of meetings this evening at 7, the Charter Commission in the Growth Management Conference Room, the public meeting in regard to the Lake Wequaquet Water Quality Assessment, final report in the hearing room, and the Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission in the School Administration Building.
As far as our weather is concerned, mostly clear tonight with lows in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, sunny, warm, and windy with highs reaching back up into the mid-50s and winds out of the southwest at 15 to 25 with some gusts to 45.
The Barnstable Recreation Department is looking for some young hoopsters to sign up for their boys basketball league.
It's broken up into 2 age groups with 7th and 8th graders in one section and 9th through 12th in another.
The cost is $65, and that includes jerseys and trophies. To sign up, go to the Rec Department office at the Kennedy Rink anytime between 8 and 4:30 on weekdays, or give the Rec Department a call for more information. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Pumphrey.